Welcome, Climate Viewers. This is Jim Lee from ClimateViewer News. It's September 14th, 2021. And we're going to talk about China's plan to control the weather from 2025 to 2035. This is a grand scheme that's been a long time in the making. It involves ground-based, air-based, cloud seeding, and even drones and electric cloud seeding. I'm going to get into all those details, but if you're new here, you're watching this on another platform, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and I'd greatly appreciate that. And if you have the ability and or a kind soul, please support my work by making a donation on Patreon or PayPal, GoFundMe, whatever you can do. Gently smush that like button if you enjoy what you're about to see, and let's get right into it. So China's meteorological master plan controlling the clouds. This is a heck of a topic. A lot of people have been asking me about what's going on with China, and I've covered it several times in the past, but it's making the news again. This was posted September 2nd, 2021. And it really goes into, an overview of the entire topic. But let's just get into it. The scale of China's efforts to control the weather is hugely ambitious. The effectiveness remains to be seen. From silver iodide to weather drones, let's take a look at the various technologies that China could resort to for its meteorological master plan. And of course, I've mentioned this in previous videos about the Tiani project, which translates to Sky River. This is the world's largest ever weather modification program, aimed to cover 1.6 million square kilometers of the Tibetan Plateau, several times, almost the size of India. It's 60% of China's total land area, 5.5 million square kilometers, as you can see here. And the goal, they're saying, Beijing wants to modify China's weather to address two key issues: food security and extreme weather. The goal is to have a nationwide weather system in place by 2025 and to acquire advanced weather modification skills by 2035. So this is going to, continue to be an updated series on Chinese weather modification. It's going to grow into what would be the world's largest geoengineering project. Because when you do weather modification on a scale this size, we're talking about something that will have worldwide ramifications. Now, of course, they go into the history of cloud seeding and all of that sort of thing. How the Chinese governments use cannons and rockets and fireworks, oh my, for centuries, but, most recently using the military with cannons and rockets to try to change, rainfall patterns. So, Twitch is acting stupid. Thanks for the heads up on Twitch there. Twitch is always acting stupid. Probably Jeff Bezos is mad about the last video I did on Amazon funding geoengineering, but that's not to be surprising. Regardless, they've done this for quite some time. In 2008, the Beijing Olympics, that was one of the more famous stories about how they tried to prevent rainfall on the opening day ceremony and proceeded to fail from there on out. But regardless, these are the silver iodide flares underneath one of the planes in the air. Cloud seeding using cartridges containing silver iodide and dropped by plane. But beyond silver iodide is, the new frontier, which I've covered in great detail many times in the past on ClimateViewer, and that's using electricity or ionization methods to induce rainfall. And as they're saying here, cloud seeding has traditionally been carried out by dispersing compounds such as silver iodide into clouds. As yet, published scientific literature shows no environmentally harmful effects from cloud seeding with silver iodide aerosols, but there is still a growing concern about pollution, as silver is one of the most toxic heavy metals, particularly to aquatic life. Fallout from cloud seeding with silver iodide is not always restricted to local precipitation, and silver is sometimes detected several hundred kilometers downwind of seeding events. Scientists have therefore started to look for new, more environmentally friendly ways to induce precipitation. The UAE, for example, has funded research at the University of Reading in the UK, where meteorologists have developed a cloud seeding technology based on electricity. A research team at the university's Department of Meteorology discovered that when cloud droplets have a positive or negative electric charge, the smaller droplets will combine to form bigger raindrops. The size of the raindrops is critical because hot places such as the UAE, which have an average annual rainfall of just 100 millimeters, small drops normally evaporate before they reach the ground. What we're trying to do is make the droplets inside clouds big enough so that when they fall out of the cloud, they survive down to the surface. So that's where drones come in. And as you can see here, this is the Ganlin 1, the Rainmaker. This is the Chinese drone that's going to be flying the skies over China, seeding the sky, taking measurements, and doing electrical cloud ionization techniques to induce rainfall. Ganlin 1 translates to sweet rain in Chinese. Cloud seeding with drones such as the Ganlin 1 potentially offers a big improvement over land-based seeding or seeding with airplanes. Not only is it cheaper, more targeted, and more flexible, we can also use drones to analyze the effects of seeding, allowing us to make refinements to the process. And of course, it says the team says that in 2020 saw rainfall increase as much as 17%. But according to Professor Andrea Flossman of the University of Clermont-Auvergne, sounds French to me. France. Most international weather experts remain unconvinced. To date, both acoustic cannons and short-pulsed lasers have not been shown to have any meaningful effect on precipitation. So again, this is not proven science. There is no scientific efficacy to cloud seeding with chemicals or cloud seeding with electricity. But with China, being filthy rich off of vampiring the world's economy. And let's not even get into releasing a man-made virus on the entire planet. Now they're filthy rich and they're going to throw their money at the clouds. So weather modification is to be expected. Future success. I would not have the least concern over what China is doing, since it's pretty dubious about all of their efforts. In my opinion, they are probably having little effect except employing a lot of people, says Arthur Rangno from the University of Washington's Cloud and Aerosol Group. So, of course, they're going to poo-poo all over this, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen, and there's going to be some issues. So how does India, their neighbor, feel about this? Well, Tiani, is China preparing to steal India's rain? Though the stated aim of Beijing's weather modification program is domestic, experts warn it could have an impact beyond the country's national borders, because whenever you see the Tibetan Plateau and you steal all the rainfall and then you divert it with the world's most dams in one country, China's basically aiming to create all the rain they can and keep it for themselves. Mark Finch just hit the nail on the head. Their drone looks like a clone of the Predator drone. Your mind reader. Big ups to you for being a big brain in chat there, Mark, because I'm about to go there. China's weaponization of water, April 25th, 2020. The nature of water is such that it avoids heights and hastens to lowlands. When the dam is broken, the water cascades with irresistible force. Now the shape of an army resembles water. Take advantage of the enemy's unpreparedness. Attack him when he does not expect it. Avoid his strength and strike his emptiness. And like water, none can oppose you. Sun Tzu. And of course, this article, all of these article links are going to be posted, pinned on my YouTube video. So you'll be able to follow along and read all of this yourself. For those who actually do read, for the rest of you, I'm giving you the overview. But basically, this article goes into the lengthy story of how all of these different rivers and tributaries from the Tibetan Plateau feed India's Brahmaputra all the way down to the Mekong and Vietnam. And that basically China has the ability to shut off the water to all of these countries by damming it up and controlling it. And they're going to control the weather. So this is a real case of weaponization of water, weaponization of weather warfare. And I've covered this previously in a video. This was April 4th, 2021. China's geoengineering program threatens world's weather. You can check that out on my YouTube channel. Just type in ClimateViewer into YouTube if you're watching this somewhere else, and you can check that video out. Again, all of these links are going to be posted in the thing on the YouTube video. China's mind-blowing weather modification, geoengineering, and ELF extremely low frequency transmitter projects, January 6, 2019 on climateviewer.com. Go into all of that, where they're doing weather modification, how the scale of it is a geoengineering program. James Roger Fleming agreed with me on this. He's one of the top historians on weather modification, that this is large enough, and the ETC group consider this to be a geoengineering project. Therefore, it is. So, like the gentleman just said, Mark Finch, who is obviously right on it, that looked really familiar to me as well. So I wanted to dig a little deeper into this Ganlin 1 drone, because it looked really similar to a United States military drone. And of course, this one in particular has been modified for weather control purposes. But regardless, it certainly has all of the hallmarks and the exact same design and specifications as the General Atomics MQ-9 Reaper drone. Now, we've all heard many stories about how the Chinese military has basically stolen the designs for the Joint Strike Fighter. Many different military technologies have been hijacked by the military, by the Chinese military, and this is just another one of those cases. So I wanted you be the judge. Does that look like that? Because to me, there is almost no difference. I mean, you've got the tail prop, the V wing, the bottom vertical wing, the bumpy egg head. Yeah, that's a Mark MQ-9 Reaper drone, American drone, stolen by the Chinese, and you can see it for yourself. That is certainly the same plane, drone, whatever. So they're using our technology now to control the weather and do weather warfare over the entire southeast of Asia. By the way, that will affect us here in America. But moving back over here, yes, that's an MQ-9 Reaper drone, repurposed by the Chinese military. They didn't have to develop it. Screw you, General Atomics. Thanks for all your hard work. Now they just print out a copy of it, and boom. Military Reaper drone documents leaked on dark web, July 2018. The Ganlin 1 made its maiden flight on January of 2021. And as you can see in here, this is of course, one of those hacker-friendly reads. So if you're not a hacker, you probably won't want to, really dig into all this. But basically, it goes into the MQ-9 Reaper Block 5, maintenance manuals and all of that sort of stuff. Dude asking for $150 to $200 for being classified information on the Mark 9 MQ-9 Reaper drone, and all the information on that, as well as our tactics on dealing with IEDs and a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, this is how it all goes down. Was it a Chinese hacker that sold this information to other individuals? or did the Chinese military buy it from this hacker? You be the judge. I'm not going to judge that. But regardless, this is stolen United States military equipment, developed by America, built in China. Rainmaking drone takes maiden flight in January 2021, as I said there. Link to article is rainmaking drone takes maiden flight, but it's on ChinaDaily.com.cn. And I'm not going to be hitting up a .cn because that is a server located in China, and I would like for this live feed to remain live. But regardless, world first electric cloud seeding via drones in the United Arab Emirates. This was published May 11th, 2017 on ClimateViewer.com. So for those who want to actually find out about the UAE's program to do cloud seeding, it's the UAE Rainfall Enhancement Program, and it basically is going out to bid it to the highest bidder. And one of those bids was obviously for electric cloud seeding drones. And of course, this is not a new idea. This is also the University of Reading that they mentioned in the article. See Electric Clouds Research in Action. And they specifically mentioned the team was awarded a share of the $5 million by the UAE Research Program for Rainfall Enhancement Science in January of 2017. Same time I covered this is 2017. But anyway, so that's kind of older news, but I want to give you the overview of all of this. More updated information. Shocking electric weather modification companies in 2019, published October 2019. And this really goes into all of the different types of electric weather modification going on. Everything from steering atmospheric rivers with antennas, with David Miles. I did an interview with him. He's now Miles Research, used to be Acquiesce Global Rain Project. Great interview on that, but signals are launched from ground-based servers to adjust flight paths of weather systems. So check that out, and how they did steer a atmospheric river over Texas in 2012, and proposed expanded 2012 Acquiesce Blue target area right here, and they show their weather resonance technology. And then Climate Control Global Trading LLC, also based in the United Arab Emirates. Weather Generator, also based in the United Arab Emirates. And the list goes on. Videos on my channel on that. Weather Generator, Cloud Ionization, Turning Deserts Green in the UAE. And on to China's Tianyi Project Sky River. And finally, way back when, I was one of the very first to actually bring this to people's attention in 2014. I put this together: cloud ionization, electric rain making, and laser guided weather modification. This was actually featured on InfoWars at the time. And it's been seen just about everywhere. It may be new to you, so that's why I'm bringing it up. But you can check out this and more all on Climate Viewer News at ClimateViewer.com. And you can also check out the Cloud Ionization Archive on WeatherModificationHistory.com. Links will be in the detail. Like when the U.S. Department of Agriculture sprayed electrified water over Texas in 2017. The UAE drones, Climate Control Global Trading LLC, and the Acquiesce Blue steering atmospheric rivers over Texas, all in the timeline on WeatherModificationHistory.com. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think about China, basically throwing their money at the weather in an attempt to, just hijack all the water for themselves to basically cover the entire Tibetan plateau with ground-based cloud seeding generators, to fly planes and drones to soak every drop of rain up for themselves, to use dams to keep that water from flowing out of their country, drying up neighboring countries. And there's really no way to stop them. So is this weather warfare? Let me know in the comments. Or am I just being paranoid? Should I put a tinfoil hat on? I don't think so. If you disagree with me, also let me know in the comments. But you guys, this is a really controversial topic, and of course, the powers that be don't really like you talking about President Xi. So I suggest that you go ahead and speak your mind and do it while we still can. So, like I said, please, if you enjoyed this video, please gently smush that like button. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the flip side. Love you, mean it.